And are you refreshed? Good. Now what? Begin right here.
Okay. Okay, my question is, I'll start out generally asking it, and that is what's in the macrocosm the same as in the microcosm? And what I mean is, I had a successful law practice, and I've been financially independent, and I have been teaching college art history, and I've developed a pretty profound understanding of history. And about 10 years ago, I started investing in gold because I saw what was happening in our society. And the way I look at it, I look at the events because I manage my own portfolio. I'm dealing with the events that are occurring in the world. And the way I look at it, and I've been studying you very seriously for about 3 years, is that, I'm trying to phrase this correctly, is that what the Western governments are doing in terms of bailouts and allowing bankruptcy, or not allowing foreclosures and not allowing bankruptcies, to me, and I know this sounds kind of cold, but it's like, and where I'm going with this, the microcosm and the macrocosm, it's like denying an individual, as we know from the teachings of Abraham, to feel his or her emotions. And I just want to know if I'm understanding this in the correct way. In other words, for instance, in a macrocosmic level, we should not be giving aid to Greece. We should not be bailing out Greece. We should not be preventing foreclosures. And to me, it's what comes to you matches you, and people are complaining about the Congress, complaining about the presidency, but they are who they are, and they're attracting that. And I don't know if I'm asking this clearly, or in other words, what I'm saying is that the governments of the Western world should not be bailing out anyone. And because they're denying them, they're denying the systems the ability to fail. And when you have the ability to fail, I'm relating that to an individual who you're denying. You're saying, okay, I'm not going to let you feel sad. I'm not going to let you be in touch with your emotions because I know they'll be sad.
So you think that they are preventing the benefit of the contrast to put something beneficial in the vortex of these people?
Totally. Yeah.
And why do you think they're doing that?
I think they're doing that because they're totally out of the vortex.
For sure. But if the
and it's like the mother. It's not decline. I mean, I love what's happening now because I've sat in so many seminars. I've really never had a question, and I started with this question this morning, and everybody who has been up here has been adding to my question. In other words, it's not decline, it's change. I'm very optimistic about our economy. I love what's happening because I know it's going to lead to something far greater than what it is now. But denying the economic collapse, which I know in my heart is inevitable, is only forestalling it. And I see much better. For instance, if you're underwater.
So do you think it's time to just let everyone get all the way to the bottom so that it can keep moving back up? And that in the finally accepting that and releasing the resistance around it, that then the Renaissance would begin?
Well, yes, with a caveat. I think if you allow that, then people won't even go to the bottom. Because you're releasing it, and I don't think you have to. I think you can go halfway down. I don't think you have to go all the way down.
Agreed. But the point that we're making is in the perception of it bottoming out. Then in the moment then it begins to.
Yeah.
And meanwhile,
absolutely.
And meanwhile, in the fearful clinging, no one can catch their own bounce.
Yeah, absolutely.
We agree. Also, let's tie this into what we were talking about earlier, about individual versus whole, and how as billions of individuals are putting into the vortex their desires, and source is becoming the equivalent of all of those desires and is flowing forward in the individuals in the population, that as people get more in touch with who they really are, they can allow themselves that collective wisdom. And so someone like you, who is not freaked out and not panicked about it, can then reap the benefit of all that the masses have been putting there. And that's why the way the pendulum swings economically is so interesting to those who are students of history, because it always works that way, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
In other words, in strong times of knowing what you don't want, there is a creation of an energy vortex that then becomes a renaissance that usually only a few people reap the benefit of. But in this particular case, because it is worldwide, and it is and there is so much more personal involvement of so many more people, and there are more people who are becoming individually aware of their own empowerment, when the turnaround comes, it will be more widely experienced by more people.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Not just the few who believe they are the orchestrators of it, who believe they have set it up to be the singular recipients of the benefit of it.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Something more?
No, that's good. Thank you very much.